let's be real. You're not watching this because everything is going perfectly fine. You're probably here because you're feeling some pressure. Life happens. Bills start to stack up, maybe a payment gets missed, and that stress, it just keeps building. We're going to unpack a huge decision that often feels like a lifeline, but can quietly follow you around for years. This isn't just about boring financial definitions. This is all about your financial future. And then you get the call. Or maybe it's a letter. It's an offer, right? An offer that seems to promise a way out. And that sense of relief that washes over you, it is huge. It feels like a mountain is literally being lifted off your shoulders. It is so tempting to just make all that pressure disappear. But this is the big question. Is this offer really the lifeline it seems to be? Or could it be a trap? A trap that impacts your major life goals for the next 7 years? Yeah, the answer isn't as simple as it looks. And believe me, the long-term consequences are something banks don't exactly shout from the rooftops. To really get what's at stake here, let's stop talking in theories and make this personal. We're going to look at two people who started in the exact same tough spot, but chose two completely different paths. Okay, so meet David and Marcus. Both of them had a nagging $15,000 in credit card debt. Both of them hit a rough patch and lost some income. And they were both stressed out, losing sleep, just trying to figure out what to do next. Their starting line, absolutely identical. Now, this is where their story splits. David, he decided to just fight through it. He got on the phone, he negotiated a temporary payment plan, he cut every single expense that wasn't essential, and he committed to paying back every penny he owed. Marcus, on the other hand, he took the settlement. He paid $8,000 and poof, $7,000 of his debt just vanished. In that moment, he felt like he totally won, like he outsmarted the system. Okay, fast forward 3 years. Life's a lot better for both of them. They've got similar jobs, similar incomes, and they're both ready to buy their first home. So David applies for a mortgage, approved. Marcus applies for a mortgage, denied. And right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. One credit report had those beautiful words, paid in full. The other one, it said, settled for less than full balance. And that one little phrase, it made all the difference in the world. So let's get into how this whole system really works. What happened to Marcus, that wasn't just bad luck. It's all about how future lenders read the signals you're sending with your financial decisions today. So what exactly is a loan settlement? Well, technically, it's an agreement, but to a future mortgage lender or a car loan officer or a credit card company, it's a massive red flag. What they hear is, this person didn't stick to their original promise. And in the world of lending, that signal means one thing and one thing only: risk. And how long does that red flag stay there? 7 years. Let that sink in for a second. That's 7 years of potentially higher interest rates, tougher loan approvals, and just extra headaches on every financial move you try to make. A decision you make in one stressful moment can cast a really long shadow. Now let's talk about the math. Because your credit score, it isn't emotional. It's a cold calculation. And the single biggest piece of that calculation, the king, is your payment history. A settlement is a major negative mark on that history. A really solid score, like a 760, could easily tank down into the 600s. And that drop completely changes the game in terms of what financial products you can even get. Okay, so a lower credit score sounds bad, but what does that actually cost you in real dollars and cents? This is where that short-term win of settling a debt really shows its true long-term price tag. Get ready for this number. This represents the potential extra cash you could end up paying in interest on a mortgage, just because you have that settlement on your record. The money you thought you saved years ago can come back and cost you 10 times as much. Let's break it down. Just look at this comparison. For the exact same $300,000 house, that 1.5% difference in the interest rate, which is a direct result of that lower credit score from the settlement, well, that can add up to around $80,000 in extra interest payments over a 30-year loan. So you see, the settlement wasn't really a saving at all. It was just a delayed cost. And just when you think you're in the clear, there's another surprise that a lot of people just do not see coming. That money the lender forgave? Well, the IRS might look at that and see it as income. You could get a 1099-C form in the mail, which means you now owe taxes on the thousands of dollars you thought were gone for good. All right, I know that was a lot of heavy information, but the goal here isn't to scare you, it's to empower you. So let's shift gears and talk about how to think about this decision strategically and what to do if you've already gone down the settlement path. The best way to look at this isn't good versus bad. It's more like survival versus wealth. A settlement can be a necessary tool to protect your immediate survival in a real crisis. But a loan closure, that's an action that builds your long-term wealth because it strengthens your financial reputation. One is a defensive move. The other is playing offense for your future. Now, let's be super clear. Sometimes settlement is the right call. It might be the only option. We're talking about extreme hardship, a major medical emergency, a sudden job loss, a business completely failing. In those cases, it can be the tool that prevents something way worse, like bankruptcy or having your wages garnished. But it should always, always be the last resort, not the first door you knock on. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh no, I already settled, what do I do now? First, just take a breath. Your financial story is not over. Here's your blueprint to recover. First, confirm the account shows a zero balance. Then, go through all 3 of your credit reports like a hawk, looking for errors. Next, open a secured credit card to start building a new positive payment history. And from there, it's all about discipline. Keep those balances low and make every single payment on time. Time plus consistency, that's how you recover. If there's only one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. For the bank, a settlement is just a business transaction. It's a number on a spreadsheet. They close the file and they move on. But for you, the record of that transaction stays right there on your credit report, shaping your opportunities for years and years to come. So if you're facing this decision right now, please don't rush it. Just take a moment, think beyond the immediate relief of today, and really consider the opportunities of tomorrow. Your future self will thank you for making a smart, informed decision. And hey, if you'd like a more detailed guide on that path to rebuilding, just comment Credit Blueprint below.